So this week I took time out of the business to attend a 2-day advanced workshop in Sydney. And the workshop was to help me to build and understand the elements that go into making an offer. So, how do I put together a really compelling description or explanation about a service or offering that my business has? And how do I know who is this offer for? And all of those different elements, the price, the inclusions, the bonuses, all those different things that you need to know when you're pulling together your offer. And I found this really, really exciting. So I did my pre-work and I really thought about who my target market is. Who is it that I can help the most in the work that I do? And that was a really fun exercise. Now, I'm pretty sure I was supposed to have done this kind of work, years ago when I started my business. But, as I always say, you don't know what you don't know. And it was really liberating to do the work and find out who is my ideal client. And I've kind of landed on an ideal client who, he's a small business owner who's been in business for a couple of years. So they know that what they're doing is sustainable. They know that they have a product or service that the market wants, but perhaps they're stuck in the day-to-day. So, as business owners, we start out as ourselves, doing all the work, wearing all the hats, doing everything that needs to be done. And then as we grow, we start to bring in more people into the fold. And then what often happens is that everything revolves around us. So we've talked about this previously, where we need to have good systems and processes in place that allow us to step out of the business. But it was really, really interesting to delve right into who my ideal client is. What are they thinking? What are their fears, their objections, their dreams, their desires? What kind of things are going to help them or hinder them or all of those kind of things. And so if you haven't identified who your target client is or your ideal client, you should do this exercise. Now, to be honest, I did mine using my custom GPT that I've developed, and it's been really, really helpful. So I've been using it for about 18 months. So it knows me, my persona, and all of that quite well. But it was still a really, really interesting exercise, and it gave me lots and lots of food for thought. So if you haven't really delved into your ideal client, or perhaps you have, but maybe not for a couple of years, I highly recommend you take some time to have another look at who your ideal client is and what are their needs and how can you service them? How do you identify and speak to those emotions and the drivers that are driving them? How do you help them get unstuck, or how can you relate your services to their needs? So it's really, really interesting. And I built my offer, which I'm working on, which is going to come to market probably in the next couple of months, maybe towards the end of May. And I think it's going to be really exciting because it's a brand new service offering that is really going to talk to the heart of what's constraining or concerning my ideal clients. So as always, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are in the comments. Have a great weekend, and we'll catch you next week. Bye.